Barbados, get up. Good morning Barbados, good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning Barbados, good morning to you. Good morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Indeed, good morning to you one and all, and welcome to February. Yes, we are already in the second month of the year 2026, and I'm Pearson Bowen welcoming you to a brand new day, a brand new month. It's the first time we're meeting in the month of February, so to all of you, happy February, happy Love Month, happy Black History Month, happy Heart Health Month, all of those things in 128 days. And is it so funny how we just find the time to actually celebrate each of them respectively? So to all of you everywhere, thank you so much for waking up to keep us company, particularly those of you watching us on our streams on Facebook and YouTube and our website, cbc.bb. To all of you, good morning. How do you do? Here's hoping your February turns into one that you remember for great reasons, and I hope that you make the most of the days that you have. Of course, talk among yourselves, share the show, talk with us. We love to read your comments as well, so feel free always to talk directly to us, engage in what we do. And of course, if you know of something or someone whose story has to be told, you have to tell us about it. We encourage you to send us your emails. The email address is very simple. It is morninbarbados@cbc.bb. morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And to all of you who already do so, we say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. One has done so, reaching right across the seas to us here at Mornin Barbados. So let us know that someone who adores the show, who's been watching the show for quite some time now, has passed. His mother, her name is Ina Irene Rowe. She hailed from Barbados. She now resides overseas. And so we extend condolences to the Rowe family. Thank you so much for watching. She's in her 90s. Her husband is also in his 90s. And so to you, sir, we extend our deepest condolences. We know you wake up to watch the show every day. We thank you for doing so from across the pond. Thank you very much indeed. Good morning to you, Andrea Jackman Rowell. And a very good morning to you indeed. We wish you a wonderful today. We hope you had a wonderful weekend, Joe. Have yourself a great today. Thank you. And so we want to wish you a great month ahead as you mark the month of February. Patricia Ben, good morning. Pat, have yourself a terrific today as well. Magnificent Monday morning greeting to you as well. Pat, thank you for waking up, keeping us company as always. Vereen, as always there. Vereen, good morning. Have a terrific today as well, whatever you choose to do. Slender Glenda says good morning to all. Wishing all a magnificent Monday to one here and everywhere. To you too, Slender. Have a wonderful today as well. As always, good to have you company. David Seals, good morning to you, David. Cheers to you as well. Thank you so much for the greeting. Have yourself a terrific today and the rest of the month. Janice Ayung, who are you? Good morning. Who are you? Come on, identify yourself. Where are you watching from? Are you Barbadian? Love to know a little bit more about you, but thank you. David G, good morning to you, watching from all the way in the middle of the United States of America. David, good morning to you and to Holly and to the rest of the family. Hope you have a terrific today indeed. David, continue doing well what you do. He loves Barbados and Barbados loves you back, David. Thank you so very much for joining us indeed. And to all the early morning wall crawlers who get up every day to crawl the wall with us, a very good morning to you as well. Auntie Faye in St. Peter, good morning. Auntie Faye, have a terrific today. Thanks to all of you. You are warming the cockles of this little boy's heart. I thank you so very much indeed. Hello to you, Denise Hurst. Denise Hurst, good morning. Antigua is in the house. And so to you, Denise Hurst, good morning. Thank you so very much. Share the show, Denise. Do not keep this to yourself. Don't make it a secret. Marcia Niles, good morning to you, Marcia. She says, from Boston to Barbados, and beautiful Barbados from Boston. Thank you so much, Marcia. Have yourself a great today as well. Today being the 2nd of February is also a great day for me. Today is the day on which we celebrate the birthday of my mother and my uncle, and they're not a twin. They're not twins. They just happen to be brother and sister. So to Lolita Bowen, good morning to you, Mummy. Happy birthday to you today. And to Calvin Springer, good morning to you, sir. Happy birthday as well. I know you get up to watch the show as well. thank you to both of you. You've made a tremendous difference to the Springer Bowen family and to everyone that flowed there from there. I mean, there are lots of us. And so we thank you for your continued support. We thank you for your love and your care that you've given to us from the time we were born till now. Thank you so very much. And Mommy, have a good day today. Yesterday, you know, you have little boys, two twin boys who are 11 years old, little one, my nephew who is 3 years old. I said, you know what, let me go and burn off some energy, boys. So off we went. And while they were burning that energy off, I ran into a group of children. They're children from the Rock Christian School, the Rock Christian School children. And so they came over to say, hi, you're the guy we see on TV. And I'm saying, hi, yes, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. And so the conversation started. And then I asked what school they're with. They said Rock Christian School. I said, oh, really? Then do you know my nephew Christian? My nephew Christian Cutting goes to the Rock Christian School. And so they all responded in glee, yes, you're Christian's uncle? We know Christian. And so to you little ones from the Rock Christian School of class 1, 3, and 4, who were there at that place yesterday for your own celebration, good morning to all of you. I promised you I would remember you, and so I have. So to all of you from the Rock Christian School of classes 1, 3, and 4 who I met yesterday, good morning. Thank you so much for waking up to keep us company on Morning Barbados, and I wish you a great day today as you head out to school. All right? And make the best of yourself. Remember, you are all that God has designed you to be, and you are very important. And so walk in your importance, little ones. Be your best selves today. All right, we have a question of the day. You know how we do this, right? We encourage you to give us a call on 228-5562 or 228-5563. The question today looks at how we manage our time. A lot of us sometimes live life and we complain of so many things, and perhaps we confuse it. So what for you do you think is the biggest contributor to the stress in your life today? Even children today talk about having a stressful day. Oh, I'm under so much stress. We say this like it's a happy refrain. But what does it mean to you? What's the biggest contributor to your stress in your life today? Is it work or school? Have we found ourselves now operating and living in and spending so many hours of our day in a work environment that is stressful, or in a school environment that is stressful, whether it is as a student or a teacher? Is that it? Is that your biggest contributor to your stress today? I'm waiting on you. Call me and let me know. 228-5562 or 228-5563. When you look at the balance on your account, whether it is moment by moment, day by day, bill by bill, are your finances causing you stress? Is that it? Is that your biggest contributor today? When you look and see the bills, the grocery bill included, and you look at the balance and you ask yourself, how do I close the gap? Is that your biggest stressor today? Call me and let me know. Would it be your family responsibilities? Because sometimes as people age, circumstances change, and so we have an elderly parent who we have to take care of, and you're the only child, for instance, or you're the only child who takes the care or the time. Is that a stressor for you? Family responsibilities, or do you not have enough time in any given day to spend time caring for your loved ones or your little ones because you have so many things balancing all at once? Is that your biggest stressor today? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Post your comments also in our comment section on Facebook and YouTube. Could it be health concerns? Is that causing you a big lot of stress in your life today? The fact that, you know, yesterday was so good and today you woke up with some news, or last year was fantastic and suddenly this year, another year has been ticked on, and so suddenly your life has taken a different turn. Do you have health concerns? Is that your biggest stressor today? Or time management. There's just not enough time to do everything you have to do. Good morning to you. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Kirsten.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay.
Okay, who's calling?
This is Ruth.
Hi, Ruth. Hi, how are you doing? How is Boaz?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm well. Ruth, how is Boaz? Do you know who's Boaz?
No, please.
Do you know who's Esther? And the relationship to Ruth? All right, no problem, Ruth. There's a book.
You mean Esther in the Bible?
Hold on. There's a book in the Bible called Esther. The book of Esther. It's a very short book, just 4 chapters.
Yes.
And when you read that, you read the story of Ruth. You read the story of Boaz. You read how important Esther is as a woman. to
Yes, please.
everything that you need to understand about life, okay?
Yes, please.
I encourage you to take a look. All right, so Ruth,
Yes, please.
you have stress?
No.
You don't have stress of any sort whatsoever?
Well, I had it in the past.
Okay, what in the past caused you stress?
Well, sickness is one, which was a health concern.
Okay, so you've pretty much gotten over your health concern.
Yes.
Are you managing your health concern, or have you healed from your health concern?
I heal.
Oh.
I'm healed from it.
Praise God, praise God. I hope you said
Thank God for all the praises.
Well done, Ruth. Well done, Ruth, indeed. All right, so you're pretty good.
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling, Ruth, okay?
Okay.
Have a good day. Ruth is too sweet, isn't she? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Perhaps for the very first time today, you've learned of the name Ruth from the Bible and where to find the story of Ruth from the Bible. Gary says, my 11-year-old boy child. It's for Gary, it's my 11-year-old. Listen, you know, there could be so much fun. You're right. It's good stress, but stress nonetheless. 11-year-old boys are something else, but they're so much fun. And when raised well, they bring such joy. I'm talking from experience indeed. So what is it for you? What's your biggest contributor to stress in your life right now? Is it work or school? Is it your finances, family responsibilities, health concerns? Time management, is that it for you? 228-5562 or 228-5563. I'd love to hear from you. Jenny says it's people's attitude. Yeah? Why do you say that? What about people's attitude annoy you today, Janice? And Janice, you have not told me where you're watching from. Tell me a little bit more about you. So she thinks it's just general attitude of people. Yeah, people's attitudes have changed over time. And in most instances, from my experience, not always to the best, to the better. And so I understand you. Pat Ben says the biggest contributor to life is number 2, which is finances. As she's getting older, she's having to pay even closer attention to her finances. You're right. As we age out of the workforce and we age into retirement, sometimes our finances, our ability to maintain our lifestyles will change. And so for a lot of people, it's making those ends meet in such a way that you have a lot of room still to breathe and enjoy life and living. So finances are becoming a big concern for a lot of people. What is it for you today? Coming up today, we want to look at that. Stress and burnout. Are they the same? Are they different? And how do we recognize the signs? Good morning. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Oh, good. Who's calling?
I'm the same person that you saw yesterday.
Yes. Give me the first name. What's your first name? Hello, hello, hello. Did she go?
Hello?
Hi. What is your first name?
My first name is Aaliyah.
Yes, Aaliyah. Aaliyah, it was so wonderful meeting you yesterday. Did you enjoy the party?
Yes.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Please.
What time did you leave? Because I left there and left you guys there. What time did you leave?
At 4 o'clock.
Oh, you guys left just after I left then. That's good. I'm glad you had a really good time. Are you in class 1, 3, or 4?
Yes, please.
You're
In class 1.
You're in class 1. You ladies were so wonderful yesterday. I'm thankful that God has blessed you to live the life that you live. You were so warm and engaging, well-spoken, and fun. Continue having fun today, okay?
Yes, please.
Aaliyah, good meeting you. Have a great day. Enjoy school. And by the way, Aaliyah, when you see Christian Cutting at school today, tell him I say hello, okay?
Okay.
All right, Aaliyah, thank you so much. Christian Cutting, as I told you before, is my nephew. And so we want to hear from you still about your stress. What is it that's causing you great stress today, maybe yesterday, or perhaps you foresee for the future? Also coming up today, we want to look into the Caribbean Art of Gallery. There's a collaboration across the region by artists, and they have an exhibition on that ends on the birthday of the boys and their mother. And so on February the 5th is when it all ends, but we want to tell you today as to why you should be there and see in the art gallery the expressions through the theme boats, goats, and dancing ladies. What does that mean? I'd love to hear from them a little bit about why they're titling the exhibition such. Boats, goats, and dancing ladies. You'll hear more about that this morning indeed. Today we're also connecting with the churches of St. Joseph and St. Aidan's. They have a fundraiser on. What is that fundraiser and how can you be a part? They'll tell us. And before the show is done, we're reaching all across the seas to St. Lucia because January is the month in which they celebrate the Nobel laureates. And so there are two in St. Lucia, and that for the rest of the world causes pause because when you look at it in terms of the number of people per percentage of population, they're doing well. In St. Lucia, we want to hear, as we celebrate with them as well, their Nobel laureates. So there's a lot to look forward to. Do you have any comments still on whether or not there's stress in your life and what those stresses are? Look at the options. They're right there on your screen. Could it be work or school, finances, family responsibilities, health concerns, time management, or just your 11-year-old? What is it for you? Continue thinking about it. I'll come back and take some more of your comments and your responses as well. So stay with us. Morning Barbados continues right after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray Microbiome Probiotics and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
98.1 The One. Your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. Choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely, and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're 18 minutes after 6 o'clock. This is the month of February in which we pay some attention to our heart health. One of those things that could impact our heart health is stress. Burnout, some people call it, but are they the same? And so we are happy to be joined this morning by the CEO of the Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, is Sean Clark. And he's brought along another expert who we perhaps think would know so much better can answer our question, Dr. Cheryl Aline McIntyre, a clinical development psychologist.
Yes.
Good morning, both of you.
Good morning, Pearson.
Good morning.
Sean, you hear this a lot, right? I'm under so much stress. I'm under so much stress. I can't this, I can't that, I can't balance. And so therefore, we freak out, to say naturally like a Barbadian. Talk to me a little bit about what you're hearing and seeing and the kinds of things that people are, how they're acting out this stress.
Well, firstly, stress is really a short-term response to an unmanageable situation, whether it be a demand or whether it is pressure. And it is our body's way of saying, look, big man, pay me some attention. There's something going on here. It can manifest itself through trouble sleeping, being irritable, being annoyed easily, quickly, being overwhelmed by what is happening around you. A lot of persons that I see coming into the office or that I'm calling or even seeing me on the streets and saying, big man, I want to talk with you. Some of the things you've mentioned already. My home situation is unmanageable. You know, I'm not making enough money to be able to support my household. I'm having trouble with my teenage son. I'm having trouble with my teenage daughter. I no longer want to be in the job that I'm in. Monday to Friday, I feel tensed. I feel sick. But every Friday afternoon when I go out the gate, I feel happy. I feel revived, and I'm ready to take on the weekend. And on Sunday evenings, when I start to press my working clothes, all of a sudden that sick feeling comes over me again. So these are some of the things that I am hearing in people's response to stress. But stress is really a short-term response, and with rest and doing the correct things, you can overcome it.
Can you sleep it away, Dr. Cheryl? Can you just rest it away and it goes away?
No, you can't. You can't just rest it away. You must be taking steps. It could be something that you like that's going to change your mood. Maybe music, maybe walking along the beach, something like grounding. Those are techniques that can be used to overcome stress, as it is short term. However, burnout is prolonged.
So that's the difference.
Yes.
The length of time.
Yes.
Stress is short-termed, burnout is much longer.
Yes,
Yes.
It's the burnout is that long-term response to unmanageable stress.
A long-term response to unmanageable stress. In other words, the stress doesn't go away. Or is it that I'm not managing it properly?
You're not managing the
Yeah.
stress
Yeah.
properly, so then it goes towards burnout.
Is it possible to manage stress, Dr. Cheryl?
It is possible to manage stress.
Really?
Yes.
No, I'm not talking just about rest and sleep. How can one adequately manage stress?
Sometimes it could be family support in place. So those things that are causing you stress, maybe is, all right, so let's say it's getting your child to school and you have work to deal with, all right? You're not getting there on time, so then the boss is stressing you out about always being late. Is there somebody that can come and assist you with getting your child to school? Another family member? Could it be that a shuttle takes your child to school? Those things can help to manage that stress, because then you're no longer stressed by the fact that your boss is saying you're always late and I may have to reprimand you for that, right? So that's a way to manage that. Sometimes it's putting simple things in place to overcome the stress.
I'm not going to use the word time management, but management of self. Is that what you're saying? How to manage your stress is how you manage self? Is that basically it? Because if I have, I'll use this example Cheryl gave. We have to get to school by 8:30. I live forever away, and I know I have traffic to manage, but there are two little boys, 11 years old, who are, they'll fight you to get their clothes on, to get up and let's go. But I also have to go to work. Isn't that management? How do you manage truly a situation like that I'm not stressed out every single morning?
Well, it is managing self, but it is also managing the situation. And as Shaul said, it is putting mechanisms in place and putting systems in place to help you to deal with that. Because if you're going through the same thing every morning, you don't have to wonder if I'm going to have the same morning on Tuesday that I had on Monday with these 11-year-olds that are stressing me. They don't want to get out of bed. They're taking forever to eat breakfast and so on. It means that you have to sit back. You have to plan, and planning also helps a lot with stress management. What am I going to do differently? Am I going to invite a family member over to help me deal with this situation? What systems can I put in place to help me to manage this? Remembering that it is short term, and in order for us to adequately deal with it, it means that we have to put systems in place. We have to plan. We have to prepare for that outcome.
Relationships, Dr. Cheryl, relationships. You smile.
Yes.
Because that's a big factor in all of this.
Yes. And sometimes it may take a third party, because simple things can contribute to stress in a relationship, right? Maybe, again, with the example of getting up, maybe one party is accustomed to sleeping in and doesn't want to get up. So therefore, that's causing stress, where you can agree, well, okay, maybe this morning, Monday morning, I'm going to get up early. Tuesday morning, you're going to get up early and handle the boys and take it in turns, right? So sometimes being in a situation, you can't see a way out. But maybe that third party, maybe a counselor, maybe a family member, maybe someone at church can see a solution to what's happening.
So begin with talking it out.
Yeah.
Talk it out. we tend to want to work out our problems in our heads. We live in our heads. We live in our don't we all? I do. And so we figure, you know what, if I stop and ponder upon this a little while, I'll find a solution. And then we dwell in that space and we make no move simply because when we look at it all, it feels compounded and it just feels too much and you want to give in and give up. But that's not an option because the 11-year-old boys still have to live and get on. You still have to get on with life. And you're saying, talk to someone. Talk to someone else because they may have a point of view or the solution that you're actually seeing because you're just spinning in that mud. You never took the time to see it.
In terms of talking to someone, sometimes it's good to talk to your partner. I think you should begin there. Have that conversation together. When you talk in your head, you're talking to yourself. And you're coming up with your own ideas, you're coming up with your own solutions, in opposed to having that discussion with your partner and coming up with those ideas together, coming up with those solutions together. One of the biggest stressors in relationships is unexpected or unrealistic expectations. Whether your expectations are too high of your partner, whether your expectations are too low of your partner, whether you've gone into a relationship knowing that there's no equal here, but I can still make the woman out of her. I can still make the man out of him that I want. And all of these things add to the stress in the relationship. And it makes it difficult then to get the task as little as coordinating who is going to take care of the boys on which morning, much more difficult.
But something I also want to say is that sometimes we look at stress as just the negative. There's also positive stress.
Is there?
Planning a wedding, that's positive.
Depends on your point of view. But go ahead.
Birthday party, that's positive. You know, you're reaching another milestone. But there's some anxiety. There's some anxiety with planning those things, right? So you have good stress, bad stress, but they all can come together and cause added stress because you're dealing with the little everyday things. Getting here this morning may have been stressful if you're late, you know.
Sean, she pointed at you, but that's all right. So you managed your stress.
You manage your stress.
You manage your stress. And so sometimes, so there are many factors that would cause people to feel all stressed out, as we say, but they're short term. Those factors, that's the whole point. They're short term. And it just takes us to take a pause for just a moment, reflect deeply, and then you will see the way through. You'll see the light out. And they're not insurmountable, and it's possible for you to get on with life and living. But when it comes to burnout, there's a difference. And we'll talk about that right after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're 29 minutes now after 6 o'clock. You can smile through every situation that presents itself as we are here. We were talking a little bit before we ended and took that break about stress. And we learned that stress is short term. Stress is manageable. It requires sometimes a community, or requires you taking time to breathe just a bit and see the global picture a little bit broader. But burnout is a totally different scenario. Burnout is a lot more long-term, as our clinical psychologist is telling us. And so, how do I handle burnout? You have that question too, don't you? Because at some point in life, we all feel, I can't do this anymore. I really cannot do this anymore. I have no more energy. How does it present itself, by the way, burnout?
Well, burnout, you find burnout a lot with caregivers, a lot with professionals, people in leadership positions, persons with very demanding jobs. You find that they suffer with burnout, and oftentimes they don't know that they're burnout because, for example, person, you're always on the go. There's always something happening. You're always doing something. You're always getting that rush. So you believe, this is just natural for me. Meanwhile, you're going towards burnout, or you're already there, but you're not necessarily paying any attention because this is my daily routine. But when you're looking at burnout, how you can tell that you're burnout, exhausted emotionally. You're drained emotionally. You get to that point where you say, like, I'm done with this. I can't handle this anymore. You get to the point where your achievements or your accomplishments almost become inadequate, ineffective. What is the sense in me doing this? I cannot do this anymore. And you cannot remedy burnout by just getting the weekend off. It's a lot more that goes into it in getting yourself to that point. Now, when you reach that point of burnout, that is when you really need to seek professional help.
Really?
Yes. It could be a medical doctor, it could be a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a therapist, but you need to seek help at that stage. You can't
fix yourself on this, Dr. Sharon? I can't fix myself?
No. It also presents itself in physical illness as well, maybe high blood pressure, insomnia. So there's no easy fix to it. Let me just take a weekend off and it's going to rectify itself. No.
I was listening to you and I was beginning to use your definition, picture myself in that moment, in those moments, and you were sounding like you were talking about me. For a moment, you were telling me I can't fix myself. I need to have a sit-down couch conversation.
Yes, you need to have external help. It's not going to fix itself by you just saying, "Oh, let me lay down here for extra 20 minutes. Let me watch some television." You're at a state where you need to get professional help.
And I'm so glad you said that, because again, using me, you think that you can manage your way through this. And so over time, it will eventually go away. It feels less painful. It feels less burdensome for a lot of reasons. And you're saying we might very well be living with a scar that's beginning to become infected, and we're not paying attention to it.
Yes.
And so... to church. Is church a solution?
It can be one of the solutions used if that's where your strong point is, in terms of some person might go to church and they feel relieved, so yes, that's one of the measures that can be put in place. You need to find several things that are going to try to turn around that feeling in general.
Are we getting a lot of people being burnt out, Sean? Really openly confessing to themselves and to you and to your counselors that they are definitely burnt out?
No.
Okay.
You get a lot of people realizing after we go through a few sessions with them and we do the family history or their history and so on. Then we after we've done our tests and so on, we'll say, you're burnt out. This sounds like burnout. But a lot of people come in more seeing it as stress, because we are much more familiar with stress, and we hear a lot more about stress than we hear about burnout. But so the way of looking at it, and I wanted to respond to the church factor as well. Yes, church can help, but it is the church. You have to select the church that you will go to, the people that you will be associated. You have to be careful. The people that you would associate with are like-minded, because just selecting a church and going to that church does not necessarily mean that church is going to work for you in terms of bringing down your stress level or burnout. An easy way to look at the two: stress, a warning sign; burnout, engine failure. And
the doctor comes into play. And so when that happens, give us some simple things that we can begin to do towards resolution of that burnout, that engine failure.
Something simple. I like to use grounding techniques.
Take off your shoes, stand outside on the dirty ground, start on the ground. Lord forgive me. Get on the grass and just reconnect with reality.
You can do it. Is that it? Yes, that's one, right? You can do, and it's what makes you as a person, because what will work for me might not necessarily work for you, right? So, something simple. Take your shoes off, you're sitting here, place your hands up, close your eyes, and you're taking slow, deep breaths. And you're going to slow down your breathing. You're slowing down your heart rate. That's a simple technique that can help.
That anxiety that we get,
yes,
when we're feeling stressed out and almost close to burnout, and that helps breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe, slow your breathing pattern, and do so with my eyes closed, so I shut out the rest of the world, because our eyes are definitely receptors of information. Close your eyes. And sometimes when you close your eyes, don't you see somebody else? You know what I'm talking about.
You can.
Your head goes somewhere else. So it's to watch the picture in your head while your eyes are closed as well, right? Be careful of that picture.
Be careful of that picture.
Yeah.
And realize that it is not something that you can just do Monday and then leave it until this following Saturday of the next week. It is something that you have to repeat. It's something that you have to do on a regular. You have to become familiar and accustomed to it. Another thing that you can do to deal with the whole burnout is to have something called me time, Sean time. So every afternoon between the hours of 7 p.m. and 8:30 p.m., that is Sean time. I am doing what pleases Sean, even if it just means, sitting in my dark room and looking at the ceiling. It just means it means listening to my favorite gospel music. For me, listening to my social commentary, whether it is Red Plastic by John King, Gabby, whoever, Chuck, that's whoever. That works for me. So you have to find what works for you and take that time out for yourself. During that time, no cell phone, no WhatsApp, no IG,
Shut
nothing.
off the
Just
world.
Shut off the world.
Okay.
And get into yourself. Get into you. And that helps to relax the body as well.
Can you become reclusive, Dr. Cheryl, when that happens? So I close the door, dark ceiling, I do me and me alone. Can you find yourself over time becoming so relaxed in that you become reclusive? Is there danger?
I would say if there is added mental illness, then yes. So therefore, as Sean was saying, if you feel that you're at the point where there's burnout, then you definitely need to be seeking professional help.
Yeah, that's not the time to continue driving. The engine check light is on, so have that engine checked,
Yes.
and that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
All right. So burnout is a little different. Sometimes burnout, the response to burnout is a change in job, a change in location, a change in situation. Is that fair?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is very fair. I have a best friend, another best friend, who is a medical doctor, and he's currently doing his internship at the QEH, and that is about to come to an end in March. And he says to me, I'm going on vacation for at least 2 months before I do anything else. I'm taking me time. I'm going to travel for 2 months. I am going to do me, because I am at that point of burnout. I'm at that point where, I'm no longer managing my hours. My hours are managing me.
Yes.
And so it is very important to know when to step back, when to take that break. You need to listen to your body. You need to know what is happening in your body. Okay, I have a headache. I took 2 paracetamols about half an hour ago, an hour ago, and they should have kicked in by now. But still, I'm having this headache. Is it really just a headache, or do you need to investigate further to see what is going on?
Check light, the engine check light is on. Engine check light is on. Get it checked. Pilates and yoga, we tend to, I see you smiling and nodding.
Yes.
Do those help?
They do. Very helpful. Yet again, it always depends on the person, because that might be very therapeutic for someone, for you, but for me, less. It could be sitting on the beach, watching the waves.
Or as Sean would say, close yourself in your room like me and watch Coronation Street. In other words, we find those strategies to cope.
Yes.
And there are strategies that we can that are personal to self that we can use to cope, but don't dwell in the moment, which is what we tend to do. We tend to dwell and say, oh, poor me. Poor me does not solve the problem, does not help you at all in any way, because the engine check light is on. And so you need to go to the mechanic, you need to go to your garage, you need to go to someone to check your engine. That someone could be your clinical psychologist. That someone could be found in the Supreme Counseling for Personal Development as well. Check someone. That someone is prepared to help you find your way back. And as you go, as you know, we take our vehicles for maintenance from time to time, and you know you're told your next check maintenance is on XYZ date, so many months down the road. Same practice. And there's no shame in going again for a checkup. None whatsoever. Because you're just making sure that your engine, which is your emotion, works right. And that you're optimizing all of the time that you have and the moments that you're experiencing as well. And so that's what we're talking about today. How do we manage our stress? How do we deal with cases of burnout? How do we take the time for self so that self is optimal in its operation indeed? I know it sounds simple, but it's doable. It's really, really doable. Sean Clark, I want to thank you so much as always.
Thanks for having me.
You spent some time with us. Sean Clark, CEO of Supreme Council for Personal Development, and Dr. Cheryl Allen McIntyre, who got into our heads and our hearts and our feelings this morning to remind us sometimes we just need to breathe. We need to explore grounding. We need to find those activities that bring us joy and to do those activities. Create your me time. Life has too many other things going on, and that's the way I feel about life today too. It feels as though you never have time to self. You have to create the time for self. I do, and I'm determined to do so every single day. And those who know me, even in this workspace right here, they know me well. That's Pearson's time. And you can talk to you're tired. That's Pearson's time. So make your time and be resolute in it, folks. And you'll find that managing gets a whole lot easier indeed. That's my commendation to you. Thank you, both of you indeed.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. Morning Barbados breaks here. We're coming back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons, which will surprise many, is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end. And what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted? Email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Spending the next few minutes in the Caribbean Art of Gallery, taking a look at this exhibition that's on called Boats, Goats, and Dancing Ladies. What a title, what a light title. It is truly a Caribbean cacophony, and it's one of those exhibitions that I think we all should visit. It ends on the 5th of February this week. This week, as a matter of fact, it ends, and I'm happy to be joined by a couple directors of the Caribbean Art of Gallery, the Caribbean Gallery of Art, the Gallery of Caribbean Art. All of that is the same thing at the end of the day. In Kavita and Mohita Shenoy, they're directors. Good morning, ladies.
Hi.
Good to have you. And online with us, joining us from Grenada, as a matter of fact, is one of those artists as a part of the exhibition, Susan Main. Susan, good morning.
Hi, good morning. So happy to be here.
Good to have you indeed. Let's start, Kavita, by looking at the Caribbean, the Gallery of Caribbean Art. The Gallery of Caribbean Art is, I suppose, as the name says,
yes,
it's a space for Caribbean art. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Tell me more about it.
Yes. We have a lot of Barbadian artists, and you know, Barbados has quite a big number of artists. Yes, so we have all of them, and then we have artists from other parts of the Caribbean, and they contact us every now and then and say, we have something to show, can we bring it in? And we encourage them. Yes, we are always open.
It sounds like a really exciting place. Mohita, I'm sure you find that every day it's fun to go to work, right?
Yeah, I love working there. Seeing the art that the artists bring in, it's always amazing. The ideas they have, the skills they have. It's mind-blowing.
Yes.
And where is it, by the way, the Gallery of Caribbean Art?
It is next to the Republic Bank, and it's upstairs in the Spice Town Center.
Okay,
Yes.
so the Republic Bank is on the corner. It's on the other side of that street, where the vendors tend to sit for a moment.
Yes, yes, it's
Okay,
exactly.
and it's upstairs.
Upstairs, yes.
I got the location. I'm a northern man, so I know exactly where you're talking about what you're talking about.
Okay.
In the gallery, since a gallery of Caribbean art, yet you show Barbados, what other islands of the region of the Caribbean do you show?
We have Grenada, of course.
There's also Jamaica.
Yes.
Antigua. I'll let you keep going.
So that we go to the whole chain, the whole
Yes,
archipelago.
the whole chain. Yeah.
You have something from everyone.
Yes. In fact, recently a Haitian artist also contacted us, and we
Yes.
thought like, oh, this is exciting.
Yes.
Yes. So
Interesting.
Yes.
So all of this in one space. How do you go about curating so that you get a bit of everyone from everywhere? How does that work?
Yeah. Well, we decide when we have a show. There's one room just for the show.
Yes.
That's the main room, the big room. And we have two general areas. So we keep shifting, we keep moving. We try to give space for the new art. And then, you know, after some time, someone buys it.
Yes.
Yes. And if they don't go, we shift it to another area. And, you know, sometimes you never know.
You never know.
Yes.
And that's the whole point, because you should go every day or as often as you can.
As
The
often as you
experience
can.
changes all the time.
Yes, all the time.
And that's the beauty of what you do there at the Gallery of Caribbean Art. That every time it's a totally different shift in your head and your experience.
Yes.
And perhaps sometimes by the positioning, you see it a little differently.
Yes, yes.
That's very true.
That makes a big difference. That makes a big difference.
In terms, Mohita, of the genders of the artists who present, are they generally females, or do you find males and females, young people?
It's actually a big mix. Like, we get a lot of male artists and female artists, and we're getting actually a lot more young people recently, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of young artists are really putting their work out there, and it's really exciting because they're bringing new ideas to the table.
And the media in which these artists present, what is it generally?
So again, a wide mix, acrylic, oil on canvas, mixed media. So we also get ceramics, so like pottery, clay, and Occasionally we'll get the things like photography too.
Yeah, we do have a lot of photographers in
Yes.
Barbados,
Yeah.
and we have some really good pieces. And
really
actually,
need to go in
they
there.
do wait and get the right shot.
Yes.
They do wait for that shot.
Yes.
Yes.
We really need to take a visit to Spikestown, ladies and gentlemen, into the Gallery of Caribbean Art. It's upstairs, and you can't miss it because there's a sign. The sign leads you.
Yes.
So it's very, very easy to find.
Yes.
All right. There's an exhibition on right now. I love the title. Boats, Goats, and Dancing Ladies, a cacophony, a
Yes.
Caribbean cacophony. Give me what's the rationale behind that title? Susan knows?
Susan's the one who came up
Susan,
with it.
Susan, how on heaven's earth did you come up with the concept of boats, goats, and dancing ladies?
Well, you know, I just have to think of my favorite things. And these are not new to me. I've been painting goats for many years. I've been painting boats and dancing ladies, and not just any dancing ladies, but in particular, our dancing ladies from the Caribbean. So those who do the ballet dance, and in the ballet dance, you see all the synthesis that makes us special as Caribbean people. You see the African moves, the African beat, you see the French lace on the collars, and you see the madras from India in the costume. So it's a cacophony of who we are.
We're looking at the screen right now. I'm sure you can see it as well. We're seeing some of the pieces that make up that exhibition as well, which runs, by the way, folks, until the 5th of February. And so all of this art, while for some it looks like, what's all of this? It takes you into the art and creates a conversation. Talk to me a little bit, Susan, about what you would really want when people come see the art for them to be able to take away.
You know, in this time in particular in the world, we are under a lot of tension. I really appreciated the last segment with the experts talking about how to de-stress. And I'll tell you, art is a way to do it.
Yes.
You can step into a gallery and look at that painting, and you can just get lost in it and take your mind away for a few minutes from all that we are dealing with. But what I like to say about the art is that it reflects the good things of the Caribbean. We have many people. We are made up of people from Africa, from UK, England, Europe, India, Chinese, and we get along with each other. We have many languages in the Caribbean. We have English, Dutch, French, Spanish, yet somehow we are able to understand each other. And then we have religions. We have many religions, but we do not have religious wars. And so I think the Caribbean is a model for the rest of the world to follow, and we just don't talk about it enough.
So right, and so that's the cacophony of which you're talking there. We're seeing, and you know, oddly enough, art has a way of normalizing language. We all somehow hear different languages, but we see the same message. And that's the whole beauty of coming to an art exhibition. It's in the Gallery of Caribbean Art in Spikestown upstairs. Cannot miss it. It's showcasing a whole host of creatives from across the region. And it's curated by Susan, of course. And Susan has lovingly thought of boats. We get that. Goats. Look on your screen, folks. Goats and dancing ladies. And that's what it's all about. It's where you can see the movement and the message in the movement, the energy in the movement, the smiles that evolve from the people, the color of the Caribbean, the richness of a lived experience. And so that's what you're engaging with when you come to the Gallery of Caribbean Art. All of it from the perspective of the artist, who see things oftentimes a whole lot differently from the way we see it. But when they bring it to the fore, then we get it. And we immediately see ourselves in the telling of that story through boats, goats, and dancing ladies. It truly is a Caribbean cacophony. And so for everyone watching today, Kavita, talk to me about access to it and whether or not, and what are the hours and so forth for the gallery.
We are open from 10 to 4, Monday to Friday. And we are on Queen Street. Okay, that's the first thing. Yes, and we are open Monday to Friday from 10 to 4, and on Saturdays from 10 to 2. Yes, and at times there are people who call us, a client will call us, I'm on my way. What time do you close? And it's 3:30, and you know, if they're looking for something, they will say, I'm looking for this, and say, okay, we'll hold on until you come.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we stay a little longer to accommodate them.
That's fantastic. Mohita, you're saying yes because that's what you do.
Yeah.
You really want people to have art, to
Yes.
see art and to see it in their spaces wherever they are as well.
Yeah. We want people to be able to experience the art that we have here in Barbados and the Caribbean. A lot of people are not very aware of just how much talent we have on the island and in the region in general. And it's great to me that we're getting more people coming in and getting to experience that, getting to see themselves in the art. We get people who come in and they're like, this reminds me of my childhood.
Yes.
And I think that's amazing. It's really awesome.
You're quite right. I'm
Yes.
sure, Susan, for you, where you are you based in Grenada or you just happen to be in Grenada today?
No, I am based in Grenada. This is where I live and where I paint from. I have my childhood roots in Barbados and my ancestors from Barbados, but so I'm a Caribbean person.
We love the Caribbean people indeed. Talk to me about getting the artists who are a part of the exhibition to agree to show and to go with the theme of boats, goats, dancing ladies.
Well, this is a solo show for me. So this is highlighting my work. And then also my son Asher Maines is an artist, so there are some pieces from him. He's quite a different artist than I am, which is great. And he is looking this time at nets and the nets that wash up on our shores and that smother our porpoises and turtles and drown them in the sea, and really the complexity of the environment that we live in. So this is his work and my work together, and we work together on making this work.
What was this beautiful? Look at the art. You see the goat and you let the goat go on by, but now you see the different features of the goat and the messages in the eyes of the goat. Who would have thought? And you were able to bring this to life indeed, and this is what we will engage with when we come to the Gallery of Caribbean Art in Queen Street, Spicetown, folks, to see the great work of Susan Maines. She's the artist in residence, so to speak, right now, because it's her work that's on show. Boats, goats, and dancing ladies, all that's Caribbean. It's really a superb Caribbean cacophony, and it's an expression of the art and artistry of Susan. Susan, what's your preferred media in which to work?
I like paint. Any kind of paint, oil paint, acrylic paint. That's my comfort zone. So yeah, paint. I mean, I do installations, I do other work, but you want to see me smile, put a brush in my hand.
If you want to see Susan smile, put a brush in her hand. But if you want to see the great word that flow therefrom from that brush in hand, it's all at the Gallery of Caribbean Art. Remind us, Kavita, about the times so that we make sure that everyone is accommodated to come see.
Yes, Monday to Friday, 10 to 4, and on Saturdays, 10 to 2.
Right.
Yes.
Monday to Friday, 10 to 4. Saturdays, just 10 to 2.
Yes.
And it's every single day practically except for Sundays.
Sundays and bank holidays, we are closed. Yes.
And the gallery is large and expansive enough that you can take your time and browse. We can accommodate as many of you as possible. When you see the art, buy the art. Artists love to hear the cha-ching. They love to know that you're engaging with the work that they're engaged, but also to purchase and display. Don't just buy the art and put it down and say, oh, I have a piece. Because imagine 10 years from now, that piece from Susan Maines and the amount it will fetch. So I really want to encourage you to get it today. Have it ready, keep it, care for it, and 10 years from now, it's priceless.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about by owning a piece of art.
Absolutely, yes.
I'm sure you agree.
Yes.
And so we were just browsing for a moment online. Your online portal is?
artgallerycaribbean.com.
Easy. artgallerycaribbean.com. artgallerycaribbean.com. You go on, you see all we've been talking about. You see what else is there on exhibition, what else is available for purchase, and you come see. But this coming Thursday the 5th, is when the exhibition Boats, Goats and Dancing Ladies, a Caribbean Cacophony ends. So you have until today, till Thursday, to get in there and get out and see for yourself what Susan Maines and her son show us about ourselves and our culture, and take a really deep dive into the message through the art and the eyes and the experience of Susan Maines. I encourage all of you to get out there today and be a part. Thank you, Susan, for joining us. I wish you well with all of your future art installations. You're very welcome. And to Kivita and Mohita Shanoy, the directors of the Gallery of Caribbean Art in Queen Street, Speightstown. Folks, go check it out. Go check it out today.
And we have more shows coming.
Yes.
We have a show with male artists, all male artists, starting on the 8th of February.
Yes.
Right after?
Yes, right after. And
9
then
male artists.
9 male
all
artists.
from Barbados.
Yes.
All from Barbados?
Yes.
Yes.
Another reason to show up.
Yes.
Thank you so much indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome.
All right.
Morning Barbados breaks here. We're coming back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's take a look at the news now. Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley has strongly rejected claims by the opposition Democratic Labour Party that the governor of the Central Bank of Barbados is manipulating economic figures to suit the current administration. Speaking at a meeting in Holders Hill, the Prime Minister dismissed the allegations as irresponsible and misleading. She says the Central Bank, led by Governor Dr. Kevin Greenidge, operates independently and remains committed to transparency, fairness and professional standards. She adds that the governor is not a political actor and that attempts to question the integrity of the institution risks undermining public confidence in the country's financial system. The Prime Minister stresses that accountability and transparency are critical and the Central Bank must be allowed to function free from political attacks.
Unless you have evidence that the governor of the Central Bank is being improper and participating in partisan conduct, we have not accused him of supporting the Democratic Labour Party because his brother running with it. We treat the man as a professional. And when you have these kinds of things happening, that is the beginning, as I said, of the thin edge of the wedge.
The government is being criticized for asking Barbadians to get more children at a time when more households are struggling to make ends meet. Democratic Labour Party candidate for St. Michael East, Ensley Granger, says it is irresponsible to encourage population growth without providing the economic and social relief that families need. He shared his view on this topic while addressing a DLP spot meeting at Flint Hall, St. Michael.
A government that truly cares about the future must invest in the people, raising the next generation. And until that happens, this call for increase in the birth rate, as the Calypsonian, can't remember the name now, insane a ping or a pine.
The island has been earmarked for transformation into a career-focused institution under plans outlined by the Friends of Democracy. The Amaparas Institute has been identified as a practical and essential training hub designed to equip Barbadians with skills that support long-term stability and sustainability of livelihoods at home. This was revealed by St. Michael West Central candidate Katrina Ramsey during the launch of the FOD's manifesto at Bush Hall last night.
An institute focused on trades, technology, digital skills, certifications, mentorship, employment, and entrepreneurship. This is practical. This is achievable. And this is how we prepare our country and our young people for the world of work.
With the Democratic Labour Party's St. Michael East candidate Ensley Granger is also calling on Barbadians to reject the results of a recent poll which suggests the Barbados Labour Party will win the upcoming general election. Granger believes the results of that poll, published on the front page of a local newspaper, is an effort to make voters feel that the election has already been decided and to deter them from going to place their X on the ballots on February the 11th. He shared that opinion while addressing that supporters spot hall meeting at Flint Hall.
That is an effort to stop you or to make you feel that what is sense of voting. That is not the reality when I canvass St. Michael East. It is not the reality when Andrea canvasses St. Michael Central. I say to you to reject that. Reject that. And to show that you have rejected it, I asked you to rise up early on the 11th of February and vote overwhelmingly for the Democratic Labour Party to show the Barbados Labour Party how dissatisfied that you are.
Let's turn to sports now. West Indies head coach Darren Sammy believes the team's hopes of securing a historic third World Cup title will rest heavily on the shoulders of their bowling attack, which he says must rise to an extraordinary level. Sammy shared that assessment after the recently completed T20 series against South Africa, a contest the regional side lost 2-1. The series exposed significant challenges for the Windies bowlers, who managed only 10 wickets across the 3 matches. In the opening 2 games alone, they were taken for 401 runs while dismissing just 4 batters. With the T20 World Cup just days away and the first-round clash against Scotland looming in 5 days' time, Sammy stressed that the men's progress in the tournament will largely depend on the effectiveness of their bowling unit.
We're going to go out there and follow the schedule, and hopefully we could play a brand of cricket that, help us win. And like I said before, I have a really good feeling. I know it's going to take a massive effort with the ball, but I'm seeing signs, that when we execute, and today we executed our plans to different batters more often than not, and that's something Ravi been drilling with the bowling. So I'm looking forward to the World Cup.
We'll have more news coming up at 12 noon right here on CBC TV8. Don't forget to stay with us for Barbados Decides, the conversation, which happens tomorrow evening right here on TV8 beginning at 8 o'clock. Don't miss it when we hear the views from the political parties. That's Barbados Decides, the conversation, tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock on CBC TV8, and as we always say, also online. Also continue listening to the radio stations of the CBC and our news channels and all of the social media platforms for continued coverage of Barbados Decides 2026. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
God will not give you a job
God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV 8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're now 10 minutes after 7 o'clock this Monday morning, Monday the 2nd of February 2026. So those little ones from the Rock Christian School who did not hear me greet you at the beginning of the show, good morning to you. Have yourselves a great day as you head out to school. And to all of our nation's children as well, as you prepare to go back to school, take God with you. That's the best companion you could ever have. And I want you to really stop for a moment and think about what that companionship looks like. Ask your mommy, ask your daddy, ask your priest in charge, ask them a little bit more about Jesus and how he walks with you and he talks with you along life's merry way. So find out a little bit more. You'll find that life has a lot more purpose, little ones. I encourage you today to be your best self, absolute best self. Loving, caring, sharing, all of those things that make you our little sunflowers, because that's how you were designed by God. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Be good today. Turn our attention to goodness of God indeed, because St. Joseph and St. Aidan's, they're continuing to help self. There's a great need. That great need is being met moment by moment, bit by bit, but there's more we can do. And so they have a fundraiser coming up, and I'm joined this morning by the Parochial Church Council Secretary of St. Aidan's Church in Bernadine Daniel. Bernadine, good morning to you.
Good morning, Pearson.
Good to have you.
Good
What's
to be
the Parochial Church Council Secretary? What do you all do?
I am the secretary for the church council. So the church council basically assists the incumbent in carrying on the work of the parish.
So that's a lot of work.
Yes, it is. Yes,
that means you have to attend all the meetings and all of those kinds of things.
That's right, and take the minutes and make sure the meeting is
on and kept orderly.
That's right.
But this is something you do because it's part of your ministry.
Yes, it is.
Talk to me a little bit about St. Aidan's and St. Joseph. I know that together the churches are, and that how's the congregation like? What's the energy coming from those churches?
We are a very warm congregation. We embrace others when they visit us. We try our best to welcome people.
As you follow your commission, your great commission.
Right, yes.
So talk to me then about some of the challenges that churches are facing, because I know you had some problems with given your proximity to the sea and so forth that are causing a little bit of concern. What's going on?
We are, in terms of the fundraiser, we are raising funds for the development, for the building, the St. Joseph Building Fund. And that's primarily what the dinner is all about.
So there's a dinner coming up.
There's a dinner coming up.
The church at St. Joseph, the parish church, is what you're focused on. You really want to get that back up and running properly, right?
Yes, but that's in the future. We don't have much information on that. That's with the diocese. So we are mainly focusing right now to develop the fund, to build the fund up.
Right, I know. I'm working with you. You're trying to get the church back up. That's sometime in the future, but you're building and building and building. That's what I'm saying. Bit by bit, moment by moment, you're continuing to work on behalf of.
Yes.
And so when is the dinner?
The dinner comes off on this Saturday, the 7th of February. Yes, it is, at the Granny Adams Memorial School.
What time?
It is from 5 until 10.
So dinner from 5, dinner until 10 o'clock. And you want to encourage everyone from everywhere to come.
Yes, we do.
And so how can we get tickets?
You can contact me at 234-2404.
234-2404. 234-2404. I'll say it again. 234-2404. She's with me now, but afterwards you can contact her for sure. And get a ticket and be a part of it. So dinners are food.
Yes.
Drinking? Will there be dancing and music and entertainment?
We have entertainment. We have live entertainment. There is entertainment from the Barbados Defence Force Band. We have members from our community through the Parish Independence Committee, talent from that initiative. And we have members from our church, from our Sunday school, from our choir. And there's going to be a performance from the Pinelands Creative Workshop.
Ooh.
Yes, please.
So you have a lot of support, talent-wise.
Yes, we do.
And that's good. At 5 to 10 on Saturday, folks, at Grantley Adams Memorial School.
And there's going to be a DJ. He's going to play throughout the night.
Yeah, well, he'll play the appropriate music. So,
yes, please.
You know, the older ones, don't you worry, there's music there for you to enjoy as well. But you'll also be entertained by the great talent of the band of the Barbados Defence Force, which is fantastic.
Yes,
so our band
there
is
are.
brilliant.
There are.
Brilliant indeed. And I want to encourage you to come out and be a part of it, as well as other talented people from the church.
Yes.
And your tickets are available. Can we also get tickets from the church office? Can we, if time permits, pay at the door as well? I know you want to cater.
Well, no, we are not accepting payment at the door. We are actually cutting off the ticket sales this Wednesday because we need to finalize our numbers with the caterers. So we're asking persons to purchase their tickets early so we can have an idea of who we're catering for.
So you have until Wednesday,
Until
folks.
Wednesday, and no tickets will be sold at the door.
Yes, you have until Wednesday, folks. Wednesday's almost there. Today's Monday. So tomorrow and the next tomorrow, you have to get that all done by. And the tickets are just how much roughly?
$100 for adults and $50 for children.
Very affordable.
Under 12. 12 and under.
12 and under, you pay $50, and beyond 12 and up, you pay $100. But that's a good price, I think, to get the food, the entertainment, the enjoyment, the camaraderie.
That's exactly
and you're adding to a good cause.
Yes, it
a
is.
really very worthy cause indeed. And so, I know you told me in the long run, you're trying to get the church back up, the actual physical church back up. In the meantime, how are you worshiping? What's that like?
Both congregations worship at St. Aidan's, and we worship there on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock. So feel free to join us. Come on down, see the beautiful Bashable Coast, and enjoy the camaraderie and spirit of St. Joseph at St. Aidan's.
For sure. But you know, churches in Barbados are so, and there it is, take a look. This is St.
Yes, that's our church.
That's St. Aidan's. And there's work to be done, folks. There's work to be done. We understand the contribution of church to our lived experience. And church continues to play a very central part in my lived experience. I'm sure the lived experience for many of you as well. So those of you who have been baptized or christened, as we tend to say at that church, those of you who've been to the churches for burials, those of you who've been married at the church, those of you who just attend because it's what you do, been through Sunday school, you've grown up and perhaps you've grown away, time to come back. Time to come back in a significant way in your contribution, your financial contribution. If you don't have cash, you can also give in kind, I'm sure. But the work is great. And they're laborers, but we want all of the laborers who are you to be a part of this indeed. And this dinner is this coming Saturday. St. Aidan's Church, you would have marked your 100th anniversary in 2009.
Yes.
And so you march on. They march on. You're not give up. You're not standing still. No. And that's it. They're standing still, but they're not standing still. They're marching on indeed. And so we want you to really, in a very significant way, show up. It's dinner. You have until Wednesday to get your ticket because thereafter, they need to close it because they need to cater adequately for you. So as soon as possible today, tomorrow, and definitely by Wednesday, get your ticket. Get your tickets. $100 adults between 12 and till Daiki them coming age. But those of you 12 and under, it's just $50. But it's a good place to be on Saturday at the Grantley Adams Memorial School, beginning at 5. Dinner will serve, entertainment, and all the rest. And you are there. Your money goes a long way towards helping the rebuilding of the building and the maintenance thereof of the churches of St. Joseph and St. Aidan's in St. Joseph. It's a lovely location. Bathsheba. Stunning. Beautiful. Bathsheba. And so we know that we have a little bit of a challenge at times because there are people who live in Christchurch who want to come to the dinner at Grantley Adams. And they ask themselves, where on the highway do we come off so we get to Grantley Adams? Which roundabout should I come off at?
Okay, depends on where they're coming from.
I'm coming from Christchurch. So
you're coming from Christchurch, or are you coming through St. George?
No, I'm taking the highway.
You're taking the highway, so you are going to come up by the roundabout when you get to the Hottersville turning.
Hottersville turning roundabout,
yes.
And you travel that road.
And you travel that road.
And it should bring you right away down to Bathsheba.
That's right.
And from coming from the north, I take the east coast and come around?
Yes, come straight up the east coast, and you're going to make the turn when you get to Gags Hill.
The top of a hill, and you make that, and you go down.
No, you make the right turn.
Make the right turn?
Yes, and then you go back up Horsell.
Okay.
And then Grantley Adams will be there in Blackmans.
I see it now.
Yeah.
And you're talking first about coming through St. George. If I came through St. George.
If you came through St. George, you come all the way up Gun Hill. You make your right turn when you get to Grove's Corner, and you follow the road all the way right past Andrew's factory and keep right.
Just keep going.
Yes.
Just keep going.
Yes.
I see the road. I see the road. I see the road. Do you see it too, folks? That's where we're going, to the Grantley Adams Memorial Secondary School. That's where it's going to be on Saturday from 5 till 10. It's a whole lovely set of 5 hours of entertainment and fellowship through a meal. And so we want you to give your contribution today. You have until Wednesday to get your tickets in. Remember, tickets to purchase your ticket, that is. Your ticket sales are between 12 and 100 years old, $100. And if anybody between 0 and 12 years old, it's $50, because children are to be accommodated. We encourage the children to be a part of it indeed, and you should. So bring them along and let them be a part of the dinner. It's a big fundraising dinner at Grantley Adams Memorial School this Saturday beginning at 5 with entertainment. But the Zoav Band of the Barbados Defence Force and other outstanding parish talent, indeed, from the church, from the parish organizing and independence committees, they're providing talent and more. So we have to be there. It goes a long way to assisting the folks at St. Joseph's and St. Aidan's Anglican Churches Restoration Fund. I want to thank you so much.
Thank you too. Thank you for having me.
Is there anything else you wanted to add before we go?
We have a surprise artist, but you must be there to see who that person is.
They go on with a surprise. Okay, we have to be there for the big surprise.
That's right.
So tease me about the surprise. Give me something, drop a little bit of crumbs so if I could figure it out.
Oh dear, it's a popular person. That's all I can say.
It's a popular male or female?
Oh dear, it's a popular male.
It's a popular male. Christian or non-Christian?
I can't say. I'm not sure.
No problem. Popular Male is the special guest artist on Saturday from 5. It's dinner, folks. It's dinner. And I want to encourage you to get there as early as possible. If you come off at the Hottersville roundabout, you go through and you'll come all the way down to Bathsheba. It's very, very easy. Get to Gags Hill, make the right turn, go, and you'll get to Grantley Adams Memorial School. And I want you to come down, come up, come folks. $100. Get your tickets today from
234-2404.
2404. Call. She's leaving me shortly. Call her and make your arrangements for that. Or you can you also go to the church and get it?
No.
So you're the only person right now?
I will direct you to other individuals.
So 234-2404.
Yes, please.
234-2404. That's your portal in. 234-2404. 234-2404. 234-2404 is the number to call.
Yes,
thank you so very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you very much, Pearson.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Her name is Bernadine Daniel. She's a parochial church council secretary of St. Aidan's Church, and I encourage all of you on Saturday to show up in great numbers. Give and give and give again. Come and be a part of the dinner. And it's a big surprise artist who is outstanding in Barbados, you must come see as well. Morning Barbados breaks here. We're coming back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray Microbiome Probiotics and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
98.1 The One. Your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling
When one stops and reflects for just a moment and you think of Caribbean excellence, undoubtedly you have to think of the Helen of the West, St. Lucia, because it is there the birthplace of two of the world's Nobel laureates. And they happen to have been born on the same date in January. As a matter of fact, they happen to be born on my local Nobel laureate and my sister Hyacinth, who was born on the 23rd of January. And so every January in St. Lucia, they celebrate the Nobel laureates. And so joining me this morning is a man who's taken time to look at that and to be able to document that and what it means to us and our development in the region. His name is Dr. Anderson Reynolds. Dr. Reynolds, good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. And January is the month in which St. Lucia turns its attention to its outstanding sons of the soil. There are two Nobel laureates.
Yes.
Could you share with our audience a little bit about each of them?
Yes, January is definitely the season of our Nobel laureates. We carry out a month-long celebration. We have Sir Arthur Lewis, who won the Nobel Prize for economics. He's considered the father of development economics as a body of study. And I think he won the Nobel Prize, if I'm not mistaken, in 1979. And we have Sir Derek Walcott, who won the Nobel Prize for literature. I think in the dates 1993, I suspect. Yes.
All right, here it is now. We have two people from St. Lucia. And I mean, the rest of the world looked on and thought, how could this tiny little island produce Nobel laureates? From your research, what have you found?
Well, that's a question a lot of people have been asking and I'm thinking about, I assume. But it is hard to tell, it is hard to say, except, well, we have a Creole culture and in St. Lucia and I guess the rest of the Caribbean. But in St. Lucia, it's very pronounced because we have the French and the English culture lines side by side. And of course, there is a fusion of African culture and East Indian culture. So I don't know whether this mix of culture, this Creolization, whether it gives rise to intellectualism, thought processes, whether it gives rise to great art. And this is also true for most of the rest of the Caribbean. We are punching above our weight, not just in both in literature, in music, in sports. We are contributing more than our fair share to the world in terms of culture.
And we thank you for that. We truly thank you for that. As Caribbean people, we celebrate with you as well. How in January does St. Lucia really mark this month celebrating this Nobel laureate? What activities are organized and generally happen in January?
Well, a lot of activities, but three of the staples that has been in place from the start. We have a lecture, Sir Arthur Lewis Memorial Lecture, where we invite a highly regarded economist to give a lecture, and it is done at a high level, well attended by the Prime Minister, all the cultural elites and the whole society. We also have, and we have the Derek Walcott Memorial Lecture, which again we bring in a literary person in high regard to give a lecture, which again is a very high level activity. All people from all walks of life attend. This year, I'm pleased to say we had Canisia Lubrin, St. Lucian. She was born in St. Lucia, but she moved to Canada at a very young age. And she has won several major literary prizes. So I think she may be, we may well have, in the not too distant future, we may well have another Nobel Prize winner.
And we heard it first. We heard it from the lips of Dr. Anderson Reynolds that perhaps this lady has the potential to be another Nobel laureate. And so I know that you have spaces in St. Lucia that are opened and named in the honor of these gentlemen. The Derek Walcott Square, I was there at Christmas.
Yes.
Part of the activity, the lighting ceremony. And so talk to me a little bit about how revered are these gentlemen in St. Lucia, and what does the population feel about their contribution to life?
Well, very much so, because we have been on that celebration path for since quite a while, for decades. So it has become a national staple. The other activity that's a staple, I forget to mention, we have a wreath laying ceremony, very formal, almost like attending a funeral or burial. And it is held, you mentioned the Derek Walcott Square, but it is held at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, our highest level tertiary education. And as you know, the college is named after Sir Arthur Lewis. So, and also the schools get involved, the poetry writing competition at the schools. It's the whole island gets involved in the celebration.
Wow.
And also this.
Go ahead.
And the other thing they started at the Sir Arthur Lewis College, they started a book fair, and this year was the second year running, and a fantastic book fair. And the book fair is right next to. There is a Derek Walcott Library right there, and so forth. Fantastic.
Fantastic indeed. That's a really good word to describe what is going on there. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so when one
and we had over 45. We had over 45 authors participating in that book fair.
Yeah.
All St. Lucians.
Well done. And you continue to do so outstandingly. Let's reflect for just a moment on the life of Sir Arthur Lewis. He was born in 1915 and he died in my lifetime, 1991. So I knew the man. I heard more about the man.
Yeah,
While I might not have been able to quite understand till later a lot of his contribution, he's produced a lot of literary work. He's the only black man in the world to ever receive a Nobel laureate prize for economics. That means a lot. When you reflect on his body of work and his contribution to understanding economics and how political parties today still browse his work for direction, talk to me about what his work has done for politics in the Caribbean and economies of the Caribbean.
Well, his work continues to be very relevant because his major contribution was his dual sector model, where you move labor from low productivity, low wage sector, which was the agricultural sector, to manufacturing, where there is greater labor productivity and higher wages. So this was his major contribution to understanding structural transformation. But if you broaden that concept, it is very much relevant today, because today we have AI coming into being, and we are starting to experience another kind of structural transformation where resources and labor may be moving from traditional sectors to AI-related industries or economic activities inspired by AI. In St. Lucia, it was very relevant because we moved from, Sir Arthur Lewis talked about moving from agriculture to manufacturing. But our manufacturing, although we are the most diversified manufacturing economy in the Eastern Caribbean, it is still relatively small. It is our service sector, tourism and financials, that now it represents the lion's share of the economy. So really, Afalusi, even though he didn't talk about services and financial services, tourism, his theory is very much relevant because we moved from agriculture to tourism and service industries. So when you broaden his concept, it is very much relevant. And in China, it has been done, his theory, his model is being applied at a grand scale because, China is a gigantic country. So China's development, amazing economic growth development, has been based on moving people from agriculture, from the rural areas into the urban areas and to manufacturing and high-tech enterprises, which is exactly which is exactly what Sir Afalusi's theory brings into play.
You reflect on him for just a moment and you think, to be so forward-thinking at a time when the rest of the world was so way behind in that thought, to be able to produce a body of work that would advise generations to come. Talk to me about the humility of the man and the human nature of the man, because, we know him for his work, but who was he outside of work?
I don't know about his work than his personality, but I think if I have to, when I look at us as Caribbean people, I think we are very humble people. I don't think we like to toot our horns. We are very much different from the North American persona, and we like to understate who we are and what we do.
Yes.
I suspect Sir Afalusi was very much in that vein. Yes, very humble, very understated, and so forth. Like many of us in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm. I know. We're quiet about the big things that we do. But, the world saw the big things that he wrote. And so the world recognized him for those outstanding publications over time and his contribution to understand the economics of life and how we can all understand how to apply those economics of life to every single thing we do. One of his publications that was released in 1978 looked at the growth and fluctuations, which is something that we're managing right now in the Caribbean. It was a major historical analysis of economic cycles in industrial economies. The Caribbean is challenged today by that. And so when you reflect for just a moment about how still his work is reflected on for guidance, it just shows to you how big his brain was and how forward-thinking his trajectory was.
Yes. Yes, and of course, the world continues going through economic cycles. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it is sparked by, say, a war in Ukraine. Sometimes it is sparked by outside shocks, external shocks, and we here in the region, we are very much a victim of what happens externally in the US, at the outside world, because of our small, outward-looking economies. So we are a victim of what's happening, very much what's happening externally. Maybe the advent of President Trump might be a perfect example of how vulnerable we are to external shocks and so forth.
And that was written about by Sir Arthur Lewis. Isn't it just funny? Life has such a cycle that here it is, a man gave us a blueprint, a Caribbean man, a St. Lucian, gave us a blueprint for how we can manage situations like these well ahead of its time, and our time indeed. We want to take a break right here, Dr. Reynolds, and when we come back, I want to turn our attention to the other Nobel laureate and to talk about his contribution to the Caribbean and our lived experience. But stay with us. We're right back in a moment, folks.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with
Oh, the people of the Caribbean are writing, the people of the Caribbean are documenting, the people of the Caribbean are publishing, the people of the Caribbean are sounding their voices all across the world. Dr. Anderson Reynolds is one such. And so we're happy to have him not just as a Caribbean man, but as a St. Lucian who understands the contribution of Nobel laureates to the world and to the Caribbean and the importance of writing and documenting. And so, Dr. Reynolds, I want to look at you for just a moment because I understand you are also a writer. You published. So talk to me a little bit about what your work over time.
Oh yes, well, I've so far published 9 books, and in several genres. I've published 2 novels. All the books are set in St. Lucia and are about St. Lucia. I've also written 2 memoirs, one focusing on my mom, the other on my dad, and I published 4 books that focuses on St. Lucian history, politics, and society. So I published both memoirs, fiction, and social and political commentary.
Right, we're just sharing with our folks on the screen some of the work that you've produced and put out. So that when we go search, we know what to look for and we know what to find and the kinds of stories that you're telling as well. And continuing the tradition of writing, which is what the Caribbean has suddenly found its way doing, which is exciting, I think, at this time of our lived experience. And more people are putting out the works of the Caribbean.
Yes.
One of those that we want to continue talking about, as I told you before I took the break, was Derek Walcott. Derek Walcott is a name that is so well known across the region for the work that is produced. And while some might think, but it is not what we call intellectual in terms of economics and politics and the philosophy, his work tackled all of that. Talk to me about what you found about his work.
Well, yes, his work goes to the very essence of our society, our culture, who we are as a people, where we came from. For example, a lot of his writing was about the relationship between empire and provinces, between Great Britain and the other European powers and St. Lucia, and what that meant to our society, to our culture, and to who we are as a people. Well, this is very relevant today. We have a perfect example of an empire, the US, and having a tremendous, with a new president in office, suddenly the power relations has changed, and we are all scuttling for cover. We very vulnerable. And so Derek Walcott work is applicable to that. Another aspect of his work was he really looked at, he was really concerned or interested in our mixed heritage and our identity struggles, the kind of mixed heritage and identity struggle inherent in our Caribbean society, Creolization. This was very much a part of his work, and that goes to the very heart of who we are as a people, our Creole identity. Who are we as a civilization? And his work encompasses all of that, and repeatedly, and so forth. You cannot miss those aspects if you read his poetry. In terms of identity, let me just read just one verse from one of his poems. I'm just a red nigger who loved the sea. I had a sound colonial education. I have Dutch, nigger, and English in me. And either I'm nobody or I'm a nation. So this just 4 lines of poetry goes to the heart of our situation in the Caribbean. And his poetry is peppered with such insights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like the way you said it, peppered, because in peppering, he didn't mince words. He said it as he saw it.
Yes.
And you got it as he said it. And so there's so much that the Caribbean has studied from Derek Walker, what he's produced, you know, and his work is so recognized that UNESCO acknowledges it as well. The body of work produced by Derek Walker, that in itself must have made St. Lucians' hearts burst with pride and joy.
Yes, I mean, we really look out to him. For example, when he passed away, I mean, our world shifted. I mean, I felt it. I was in a, going forward, I'm going to be in a very different world, a world without Derek Walcott. The only other author or person I felt that way was Toni Morrison, the African American Nobel Prize winner for literature. So our world shifted. And I think he has influenced a lot of our writers and poets. For I can think of, they themselves admit it. And when you read some of their work, you could see the Derek Walcott influence. Mm-hmm. And in terms of the whole world, I mean, he's a major, I think, influencer in terms of literature the world over. And he was very unique in a sense because of our Creole, you know, our French Creole and our English lines side by side. Derek Walcott poems were infused with Creole and so on. And it was very much a part of his writing. Also, for example, his plays infused a lot of folklore, St. Lucian folklore, and so forth. And according to Candice Lubrin in a Derek Walcott lecture, she talked about the role or the impact of folklore on the creative imagination, and she gave a very interesting lecture, and she quoted a lot out of Derek Walcott to bring her point across. Yeah.
You know, when you said that, right, I was actually thinking, you know that you've done it when your work, your written work, is moved to a play. Shakespeare started with literature, and Shakespeare became productions. And Derek Walcott's work was written in such a way that the creative mind opened up big enough to be able to say, we can see how the energy from this, the movement in this, let's put it on stage. And so over time, a lot of his work was also used on stage. But it's also, as I said, studied as part of the Caribbean literature curriculum for a lot of Caribbean schools today.
Yes.
Because there's a lot still to be learned from everything that he spoke about.
True. Yes, not just Caribbean, I think the world over. And a lot of his plays are performed by even theaters outside of the region.
Yeah.
Because he was a major playwright, a major theater. I mean, he started this the Trinidad theater company.
Mm-hmm.
So and you know, let me just mention, in the 1950s, St. Lucia had an arts guild. That arts guild, people like Derek Walcott, his brother Wardrick Walcott, and a few others, they really sparked a St. Lucian cultural renaissance. In that period, they led the way in terms of West Indian theater. I don't think enough is said about this period where this period, which I consider we had a St. Lucia Renaissance akin to the Harlem Renaissance in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me about your view of the state of play as it relates to literature and writings and productions and in St. Lucia. Are you satisfied, Dr. Reynolds, that, you know, the energy you saw then is equated in the energy you see today, or do you see more energy for writing and productions as compared with the years before?
We have a lot of writing taking place. As you know, the technology has facilitated that, print on demand. So we have, I'm beginning to think we have more writers than readers.
Yes.
But Canisia Lubrin and we have also noticed it. Well, one of the biggest problems we face in St. Lucia is that there is a lack of structure in terms of supporting and advancing the arts, especially literature. Most of we don't have any traditional bookstores anymore. So that's that. We don't have in St. Lucia. We don't even have a proper theater, and that's something I must commend Barbados. I was in Barbados for Curry Festa, and it was very. I think I attended several plays and different theaters. I think you'll have like 4 or 5 proper theater houses in St. Lucia. I don't think we don't even have one. So I was pleased to see. So I think St. Lucia, Barbados have certain things we need to emulate.
All in time. So look at your work now, Dr. Reynolds, and do you see your work translating to the stage over time?
Well, some people, yes, the novels probably. People have been encouraging me, why don't I go into the movies, turn them into movies.
So what's your answer to that question? Why don't you do it? What's your answer?
Well, it's twofold. Well, making movies is such a involved activity. You have to work with so many different people, and it's a much more expensive undertaking, and it is not clear to me how you will recoup your investment in it. So for me to do movies, I think I would need a
backer, financial backer.
It will have to be financed. That's my first part. The second part is, well, the Oracle didn't tell me I should be doing movies. All what the Oracle tell me is I should be writing books, putting out books. The Oracle didn't even tell me that I'll be writing books and I'll become a bestseller or it will make me a lot of money. So once I'm writing the books, putting them out, I'm basically satisfying the Oracle.
We're satisfied. We're truly satisfied. You know, Dr. Anderson Reynolds, again, we want to go online and look for your work. Your work is available on Amazon, I believe, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, all of them.
All of them. Both
as ebook,
go ahead.
Both as Kindle and print.
See?
Well, I was going to say both. Yeah.
So, folks, just look for the name Dr. Anderson Reynolds. Dr. Anderson Reynolds. Dr. Anderson Reynolds is his name. He's from St. Lucia. He's produced 9 books so far that are available. Some of them are lovely indeed. A few biographies for his parents, his mommy and his daddy, and then some other love stories and short bits as well. They are there for our consumption as Caribbean people. We want to encourage more and more of you. Look, that's what he looks like. St. Lucia at a crossroads, Dr. Anderson Reynolds. I'm looking for his face. Right there. That's one of the books. Is that one of your books?
Yes, that's the latest. It is not even in St. Lucia yet. It is on Amazon, so I'll be getting it this week in St. Lucia, and then I'll go out and do a book promotion.
Okay. St. Lucia at the crossroads.
And I would like to come to Barbados. I would like you all to invite me to Barbados to come and do a book event.
Because I want to those of you listening.
I want to regionalize and internationalize my books.
I agree writing. With you.
I've done a few international tours where I visited several places in the US and UK and Canada. I've done that twice.
So why not the Caribbean? Why not conquer the Caribbean?
Yeah, exactly.
Indeed.
Yeah. And again, President Trump is basically telling us and showing us we really need to focus more on ourselves, interacting more with each other, in addition to Africa, and reduce our singular focus on the US, because see how vulnerable we are.
Yes. Indeed so. Well said. Dr. Anderson Reynolds is his name. St. Lucia at the Caribbean Crossroads. We can see that book soon, and we're looking forward to reading that ourselves, but there's so many other works that he's put out already. I want to encourage all of you viewing to go check his work out, purchase a book. It's in soft copy and Kindle form. It's just there. So get a copy indeed and engage more and more in the works of the people of the Caribbean. We spent time this morning talking about two of St. Lucia's Nobel laureates, Dr. Derek Walcott and Sir Arthur Lewis. But there are more. We're expecting Dr. Anderson Reynolds to be there soon, to be among those listed in the pantheon of greats coming from St. Lucia. So we want to commend you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Likewise.
I'll be happy for a repeat.
Not a problem at all.
I'll be happy to come back again.
Not a problem. Thank you so much indeed. His name is Dr. Anderson Reynolds. He's from St. Lucia indeed. He took some time talking to us a little bit about those two Nobel laureates, but also about his work, his seminal work that he's produced and published, which are available for our consumption. Ladies and gentlemen, get them. Get them today. Read for yourself. Get to know more about ourselves through the writings of the people of the Caribbean. We are back in just a moment.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons which will surprise many is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There are now 3 minutes to go to 8 o'clock. 3 minutes to 8 o'clock, just having way too much fun. Listen, how was your Sunday? Was your Sunday activity one of them being Sunday lunch? What is a traditional way in which you celebrate your Sunday? How do you do Sunday lunch? Does everyone sit around the table and consume, eat, and then go to bed? Or do people take their individual dish and go off where they want to go and do what they want to do? What happens in Africa? How do we do Bajan food in Africa? How do we enjoy a good Sunday Bajan lunch in Africa? Take a look.
Africa, say it like a native. Today is the 1st of February, 2026. We're here in Ghana at Citizens Beach, a remote island off the coast of Ghana. Right behind me is the Atlantic Ocean. And we took a boat on that water from the mainland over here. But we're here with Captain Tony. He just cooked us a good Rastafarian meal. Yeah, we're eating an authentic Rastafarian meal. So the Queen and I, we are enjoying ourselves here in Africa. I told the diaspora, look, hey, life is good in Ghana. This meal will cost us a fortune in the West. But here in Ghana, it is $2 US. Ain't that sweet? Why you say don't be and starve to death when you can come here and eat good Rastafarian food? Authentic. I got some fish, I got some rice too, I got rice and peas, and I got some plantain. Yeah. We're enjoying life. Life is beautiful.
In Africa.
And look, I tell you something, right? If I had to relive my life again, bring me back to Africa. Diaspora, please come home. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The plantains look good though. Those plantains look good. I love fried plantain. Love fried plantain. Well done, sir. Enjoy your time in Africa. Enjoy your meal. You check the price? $2 for that plate of food. Wow. So wow is what we say for you today, folks. We want to thank you so very much for joining us indeed. My little crew wishes all of you a great today. Be the will of the Lord. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special?